Hi, abandoning green card is a simple process by filing I-407. If you think that way, unfortunately, that is wrong. Today, I am going to talk about 5 steps to abandoning green card and the tax mistakes that cost 6 figures. I have seen people trigger 30% withholding, unexpected exit tax, and even foreign tax problems if they thought they are done. Before getting to the next subject, I just want to make sure that this is an educational discussion of abandoning green card process, and this is not a tax or legal advice. So let's get started. Abandoning green card is not just immigration paperwork. One wrong steps can trigger a 30% withholding, exit tax, or unexpected local taxes. So at CHI Boda, we help green card holders and covered expatriates avoid exit tax disasters and other tax disasters, especially when retirement account, stock compensation, or foreign assets are involved. To summarize, this video is for specific individuals. Have a green card for 8+ years and own a 401k, IRA, RSUs, or stock options, and leave US banks and investment to the US for a certain reason, and also are moving to high tax countries such as Japan, EU, or other countries that has higher tax rates. So let's get started. Before I speak about each 5 steps, I will give you a big picture first in this slide. First is exit planning. Planning is everything. However, at the planning where most people make irreversible mistakes. So this process is very critical. And then actually moving to other country, tax residency clocks start earlier than you think, and you file I-407 with your green card and start the abandoning process. Filing date can change your tax and tax year. And then you file W-8 BEN or W-8C depending on your status. This controls withholding, not optional paperwork. Just to make sure, unless you become a covered expatriate, you do not have to file W-8C. And most of the people, even if you're a covered expatriate, you file W-8 BEN. But if you're a covered expatriate, you may also need to file separately W-8CE to certain financial institution, which I'm going to explain later. And then final tax returns. This is where exit tax exposure is finalized. And this is not a do it by yourself process. Timing and the sequencing matter. Now, we're going to briefly discuss each 5 step. First, the planning. Planning is everything. There are 3 major aspects of planning. Number 1 is tax. Number 2 is finance. Number 3 is logistics. Again, tax, finance, logistic. Okay? When you move to other country, there are certain questions must be answered before you move. How, when to send money, when to sell your US primary residence, or do you want to keep it? How I control US financial accounts after I leave. These are the must ask and must answered questions in terms of moving to other countries. Then the third step is file I-407 with your original green card. 2. USCIS. This is a website that I listed. Critical, very critical to obtain updated information. So the best way is obviously go to USCIS website that talks about your I-407 because filing date matters, how to send matters, and know the tax consequences matters. Unfortunately, USCIS website does not tell you about the tax consequences. That's where specialists come in and help you out. Number four step is to file W-8 BAN or W-8C to U.S. financial institutions such as these, and you can see. And this process is really informing U.S. tax status to relevant institutions. And once you inform, after that period, there will be no 1099 and the different tax treatment would come into play. So let me just clarify a little bit more about a difference between W-8 BAN and W-8C. So please listen carefully. Unless you are covered expatriate, you do not touch W-8C, period. So if you are not a covered expatriate, you are dealing with W-8 BAN. Now, if you are covered expatriate, you may need to use W-8 BAN to certain institutions and W-8CE to certain institutions. W-8CE tells you which financial institutions must receive W-8CE. So look at the form if you are covered expatriate. Second, most important point about W-8CE, this form is timing critical. Critical timing. If you are late in filing W-8CE, then there will be a significant tax consequences. So watch out the deadline of W-8CE. Okay, I think I made myself clear. Case study about W-8 BAN. He filed I-407 and he was also supposed to file W-8 BAN. He's not a covered expatriate in this case. He unfortunately forgot to file. And as a result, he could have received 100% of his distribution of his 401k account, but because he forgot to file W-8 BAN, he is now subject to 30% mandatory withholding on 401k distribution, and it takes time and money to fix this issue. Finally, he must file a tax return, and this is of number 5 step to IRS, of course. Typically, 1040 NR dual status return. If you're a couple, married couple, most likely each spouse must file married filing separate return. If one of your spouse is a U.S. citizen and not giving up his citizenship, then you may be able to file married filing joint. And most likely, if you're in the U.S. for 8 years or more, you do need to file Form 8854, critical form. There are 2 critical questions. Number 1, have you been compliant with the federal tax regulation for the preceding 5 years? If you cannot answer yes, you'll be a covered expatriate. 2, declare the details of your net asset when you file your I-407 or when you exit when you process the exit of the United States. Maybe this is a little bit confusing, but to make it simple, when you file your I-407, that's when you need to measure your net assets worldwide and make sure your net asset is not over $2 million. If you're over $2 million, you are a covered expatriate. Don't forget about the state return, depending on the state where you live, but most state does require state income tax return. If that's the case, usually you do need to file a part year state return. So, to wrap things up, if you're considering abandoning a green card, talk to a specialist before filing I-407 and book a strategy call at CHI border. How do you set up a strategy call? And this is how. Book a consultation using the link here in the center or send me an email. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel. Every week, most of the time, we update the video and also we update the blogs. So please watch out our activities to help you and help you in your cross-border lifestyle. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.